What's up, Royals? I'm Kai. Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to the second part of my favorite animals that were produced in the 2021 season. This time around, I'm going to show off some clowns, desert ghosts, and give you an update on my Axanthic desert ghost clutch. So stick around. You're watching Lucas Landon Royals. Alright, Royals, so this is a continuation from last week's video of my favorite animals that were produced in the 2021 season. Last video I showed you all of my pied and pied combos. I post a link to that video up in one of these corners so you can take a look at that. This video I'm going to show you some more fantastic animals, especially the desert ghost stuff. I can't believe some of the desert ghost combos that I managed to hit last season. So that's what we're going to start with, and then we'll move on to the clowns and finally give you an update on the Axanthic desert ghost clutch. So let's get started. And we're going to kick this off with this beautiful Orange Dream Yellow Belly Desert Ghost. Now there is Enchi in the mix, in the pairing as well, but based on the eye band, the eye stripe, it doesn't look Enchi enough to me. Maybe she'll prove out to be Enchi, I don't know, but she seems more Orange Dream looking. And of course we have the flames up the side and the yellowish tint on the belly. So I believe she is a yellow belly, but very, very gorgeous. And she's the only desert ghost out of her clutch. She happens to be the last desert ghost clutch of the season. So now let's move on to another desert ghost clutch that I hatched just before this one. And next up we have this beautiful, they're all beautiful, Enchi Pinstripe Desert Ghost. You can obviously see the pinstripe pattern, and the fact that it's greatly reduced tells me that it's Enchi, and you can see the reduced pattern on the head as well. But there's no pastel in here. Even though it looks extremely clean, there's no pastel. You can see some of this like peppering going on the side. So that tells me that there's no pastel, because if you add a dose of pastel, you get this animal. Now, instead of Enchi, this one has yellow belly. Pinstripe Yellow Belly Desert Ghost. Also pastel in here. And I'll be careful with her because she is in shed, so she's a little bit shy right now, not being able to have good vision. But look what happens when you add a dose of pastel. Even though she's in shed, she looks extremely clean and bright. But like I said, this one doesn't have Enchi. Instead, it has yellow belly. You can see it's got the pinstripe pattern, but this pinstripe pattern, you can see how smooth these pinstripe lines are, whereas this one is a lot more jagged looking, more pixelated. And of course the yellow belly has some really nice flames, but because this is pinstripe, these flames have just been slimmed down into these like openings within the pinstripes. So, but I really like both of these. Obviously this one has 3 genes, 3 bangers, Enchi Pinstripe Desert Ghost, and this one is a 4-banger pastel pinstripe yellow belly desert ghost. But it doesn't stop there, because I got some other animals that have even more genes. This little guy right here is just blows my mind. I believe this to be Enchi Yellow Belly Pastel and very possible Orange Dream. So this dude, he's hungry. Today's feeding day, so he's hungry. I'm gonna put him down. You can take a good look at him in his entirety. But yeah, look at how beautiful it is, and you can just see that black starting very deep and dark on its head, and as it gets further down the body, the black just turns into like this purplish color, which is really cool, kind of like the LA Lakers. Not saying I'm a fan of LA Lakers, but I'm just using their color palette in comparison here. And he's hissing. So I think he's looking for food, or he just doesn't want me to mess with him. But I want to show him off to you guys because I think this is probably the most impressive one out of the entire season that I hatched. Look at that, just absolutely gorgeous. And you can see even with all of those mutations, you can still see the yellow belly flames coming through. So just really like the way this one looks. And I'll have to tell you guys a funny story someday of how I almost lost this one, but for now we'll put this guy back and we'll show you his sister. And lastly, we have this girl right here. I believe she has all of the genes in the pairing. So the mom is a pastel desert ghost. The dad is a Enchi Orange Dream Yellow Belly Pinstripe Het Desert Ghost. And I think this girl is a Enchi Orange Dream Yellow Belly Pinstripe Pastel Desert Ghost. I mean, I don't know what else it could be. Maybe the Orange Dream is lacking here, but I think I can see everything else. Obviously the brightness, that's probably due to the pastel. We see the pixelating lines and the openings within those lines. That's probably due to Yellow Belly. The pinstripe is obvious. And the reduction of pattern probably due to Enchi. So Orange Dream is probably the only one that might be hard to explain, but we can hope. So beautiful and very nervous girl. So give you one last look. Really pretty and bright. And we'll just put her back and move on to the clowns. I just want to take a quick pause before we move on to looking at some clowns and ask you guys what you would like to see in my next video and videos to come. So comment down below with some topics, some ideas, because it's going to be quite some time before we get to the egg laying, the egg cutting, and hatchling updates of the 2022 season. So I want to take this opportunity of this kind of down period to produce some content that's a little bit different than the norm. And if you have questions, make sure you put them down below as well. I'll try to get to as many as I can in the next video. And if you just want to see the natural progression of the breeding season, that's okay too. I can definitely make some videos around that. This interruption has gone on long enough. Let's take a look at some more animals. So here are the clowns. We have one. I believe this to be a blade pastel clown, and she is het for hypo. Possibly Enchi. Most likely not. Doesn't really look Enchi to me, but we do have that reduction of pattern, so it might be caused by Enchi, or maybe that's just mainly the blade. She looks like she's about ready to strike at me, so let me just try to knock her out of that mode. Instead of using my hand, we'll just tap her really quick with a paper towel. There we go. So the next one I want to bring into frame is this one right here and this one. So the one on the right, I believe to be a pastel extreme gene clown, and the one that is escaping, a little bit of stuck shit on its side. This one is a super pastel extreme gene clown. Both of these, I believe, to be on Morph Market already. This one is a holdback. There's actually two more that are holdbacks, very similar to this one. Actually, they all look very similar. The other two holdbacks are in shed right now. But one of the things that I'm a bit disappointed in, and it's my own fault, is the fact that they all look quite similar. I just don't have enough variety, enough genes to make some different contrasting ones. So that's something that I'm going to be working on in 2022 and seasons to follow. So I'm going to go ahead and put these away. So I have a pair of animals remaining to show off to you. This one and the next one. Speaking of pairs, there's a couple clutch mates from her. it's a pinstripe and a pastel, a male and a female, that I'll probably make available as a pair for, I don't know, a couple $100. And they are 66% double het for Axanthic and Desert Ghost. Now this one, out of the egg, or I should say when it was still in the egg, I really wanted this to be a Desert Ghost. I knew obviously from the yellow color it wasn't Axanthic, but it was really, really clean. The head was a very, very light purplish color, but as you can see now, it's gotten much darker. There's a little bit of scale or stuck shed right above that eye. No big deal, it'll come off next time. So this one, like I said, I thought it was Desert Ghost. It's obviously not anymore. We got that purple color coming through. So the light color that kind of tricked me initially is due to the fact that this is a super pastel pinstripe. And this one will be 66% double het for both DG and Axanthic. But the next one, we got a little bit better odds with the next one, and I'll go get that one out for you guys. So I say a little bit better because we did hit the Axanthic, visual Axanthic on this one. As far as DG goes, it's 66% het. But at least we got Axanthic, so we got halfway there. This one I thought was the double visual, but again, the colors are darker. And forgive him, he is going into shed, so he's not looking his most vibrant right now. But just wanted to show this off to you and kind of close the loop, because I know a lot of people have been asking me, did I make the double visual? The answer is no. I got the Axanthic, and this one is also a super pastel pinstripe. So like I said, a little bit better than the last one in terms of we got one extra gene, meaning it has 2 copies of the Axanthic gene showing the visual representation of Axanthic. But yeah, they've been doing really good, really well. They've been feeding really well. You can see this guy is nice and chunky. The last one is nice and chunky as well. And this guy is actually going into his going to be shedding for the 2nd time. So hoping I'll give you another update, where at least I'll post some pictures maybe on Instagram and Facebook after this one sheds. So all right, everyone, so those are my favorite non-pied animals from the 2021 season. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at them as much as I enjoy showing them off. That about wraps it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel and you want to be informed of future uploads, make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching. Please share, and remember, Royals for life. Peace out.